Your dog doesn't lick you because she loves you. Wait, don't go. That doesn't mean she doesn't love you. It means the real reason existed millions of years before the word love was ever invented. And it's so strange that none of your answers even come close. Scientists spent years trying to figure this out. And every time they thought they understood, they found another layer, another reason, another discovery that changed everything. You thought you knew the answer. You don't. And once you find out, you'll never look at that moment the same way again. There is one reason why she licks specifically you, the third one on this list, that will stop you in your tracks. Get ready. 1. This isn't a kiss. It's a scan. Let's start with something that will destroy everything you thought and immediately replace it with something better. When your dog licks you, she isn't just expressing affection, she's collecting information. A dog's tongue is covered with taste receptors and tactile nerve endings of extraordinary precision. Human skin constantly releases sweat, sebum, pheromones, and dozens of chemical compounds. Each one carries information. The cortisol level in your sweat changes when you're stressed. Your glucose level changes after eating. Your hormonal balance shifts depending on your state. Your skin's scent changes with illness, sometimes days before you feel any symptoms yourself. Your dog reads all of this in one lick. 1. She knows whether you had a hard day before you've even processed it yourself. She knows whether you're anxious, even if you're sitting there with a completely calm face. This isn't tenderness instead of scanning. It's tenderness and scanning at the same time. What you thought was a kiss is the most accurate medical analysis you've ever had, just without the needle. 2. Different places, different meanings, and one story that changed medicine. Where exactly your dog licks you is not random. It's a choice, and every choice says something. The face, that's a greeting. Puppies licked their mother's muzzle when they returned. I'm here, I submit, I'm glad to see you. Your dog does the same with you. The hands, that's reading your day. Hands smell of everything you touched, food, people, unfamiliar surfaces. She's reading where you've been while she wasn't with you. The legs and feet, the most informationally dense place, concentrated biochemistry. This is where the unexplained has most often been documented. In 2013, a woman in the UK went to her doctor after her dog, a border collie named Tilly, had been maniacally licking one spot on her leg for several weeks. Over and over, refused to stop, ignored everything else. Doctors found melanoma, skin cancer at an early stage. Tilly had sensed the cellular change through the skin before any medical device could detect it. This is not the only case like this. There are hundreds, documented, verified. When your dog licks one spot over and over without stopping, that's not obsession, that's a message. 3. You thought she licks you because she loves you. Actually, you are her mother. Here it is, the thing that stops people. Licking is the first thing a puppy feels in life. The mother licks it immediately after birth, stimulates breathing, warms, calms. The mother's licking is the first sensation of safety that gets recorded into the puppy's neural system. The first thing that says, you're alive, you're safe, you're not alone. And when an adult dog licks you, she transfers that pattern onto you. In her neural map of the world, you have taken the place that in nature belongs only to the mother, the place of absolute safety, the place where the first touch comes from. But here's what's even more striking. This isn't one-directional. She doesn't only receive maternal safety from you, she herself shows maternal care toward you. When you're sick, she licks you. When you're sad, she licks you. When you're asleep, she sometimes comes and licks you. This isn't a habit, this is care. The same care her mother gave her, and which she now gives to you. You are simultaneously the child she needs to protect and the mother from whom safety flows. That isn't a contradiction. That is what real attachment is. It flows both ways, always. Stop for a second and let that settle. 4. She knows something is wrong with you before you do. An experiment published in the journal PLOS One showed dogs identified sweat samples taken from people during acute stress, distinguishing them from samples of the same people in a calm state, with accuracy above 90%, 90% through scent, through licking. In 2019, a team of researchers from the University of Quebec went further. They asked participants to deliberately hide their stress, control their breathing, relax their faces, think about neutral things. The dogs still identified the stress with the same accuracy. 90%. The masking didn't work. You can fool a colleague. You can fool a camera. Her, never. You can sit with a completely neutral face, hold your phone, stare at a wall, everything burning inside. She knows. That's why she comes without being invited in moments you don't think are visible. That's why she starts licking more intensely when you think everything is fine. She's not reacting to your face. She's reacting to your chemistry, to what's happening inside. And her only tool to respond to that is presence and touch. She licks you because that's all she has, and it's enough. Research shows it's enough. 5. It heals both of you simultaneously. And here's the detail almost nobody knows. When a dog licks a person, the person's blood pressure drops, cortisol falls, oxytocin rises. You may have already heard that. But here's what you haven't heard. A study published in the journal Psychoneuroendocrinology documented people who regularly receive licking from their dog show significantly reduced levels of interleukin-6, an inflammatory marker directly linked to depression, cardiovascular disease, and accelerated aging. Not just feeling better. Biological disease markers go down, measurably. This isn't relaxation. This is anti-inflammatory therapy your dog performs on you every evening, for free, no side effects. And the same thing happens to her. One contact, two organisms, one chemistry. You heal each other, silently, just lying there together. 6. Why specifically you? The number that explains everything. A study conducted at the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna tracked physical contact between dogs and household members. Result: dogs initiated physical contact with their primary owner 4 times more often than with any other person in the house, not 1.5 times. 4. The same couch, the same people, but toward one person, 4 times more contact. Licking is the most intimate form of this contact. She is literally letting you inside herself through her taste receptors, your molecules on her tongue. This is closer than any hug. When she chooses to lick specifically you, she isn't just expressing affection, she is declaring belonging. You are her person, the only one. And she communicates that through the most ancient channel that existed millions of years before words. 7. When licking isn't love, it's a cry for help. This is what every dog owner needs to know. Not all licking is the same. There is licking from attachment, and there is licking from pain. The difference is in the pattern. Licking from attachment, she came, licked a few times, settled down, left, relaxed, tail loose, body soft. Licking from anxiety or pain, compulsive, repetitive, can't stop. Licks the same spot over and over, licks her own paws until the skin is red. Licks surfaces, floor, wall, couch. This is no longer communication. This is self-soothing, like a person who can't stop biting their nails. Veterinary behaviorists call this compulsive licking, a symptom of chronic stress, anxiety disorder, or pain. If your dog is licking herself or surfaces to the point of damage, that isn't a habit to correct. It's a signal to hear. She is telling you something is wrong, in the only language she has. You now know that language. Listen, now you know. Next time she comes and starts, don't automatically brush her away. Stop. Feel what's happening. She's scanning you, reading your day, telling you that you're her person, healing you and healing herself, doing what her mother did for her on the first day of life. Every day. Without words, without conditions. Tongue, cheek, hand, again. That wasn't just a moment. That was the whole conversation. Does she lick you or avoid you? Just one word in the comments. And subscribe. Every video here reveals what your dog has been trying to say all along.